We're here for the groundbreaking meeting with Mr. Frank Henry, architect of the bank at 44th and Camelback, and sculptor John Waddell, favorite of Walter Bimson.
The first time I met John, I knew of John by his work, but the first time was when you came into the office at 128 East Camelback, and I was working way up in the corner, and you came over there, and we had to design a base for the sculpture.
Well, of course, I do remember that, and that was in
67, 1967.
67, that we'd just gotten back from Greece. The thing about figurative work, and particularly mine, is that you never grow tired of them because you can always see them from a different angle. I did mostly painting and drawing until I was 40. I was always doing sculpture, but it's such an expensive hobby that I wasn't really able to start casting until Walter Bimson got into the picture and other people who were willing to help me. You were only 27 when you designed that bank. That's quite amazing.
Only 27. That opportunity came, and you have to be prepared whenever it comes, and that's when it came. So I was lucky, very fortunate.
Yeah.
We did many banks for the Valley National Bank, and some were rather mundane, very simple buildings. Walter Bimson would, of course, drive around Phoenix, and he'd come across some of these buildings that were not, you know, what we were really proud of, and he came to us one. He says, "I think you're slipping," and that sort of shook up Mr. Weaver and Mr. Drover, who were the principals of the architecture firm. They made a proposition to the people in the office that if you did it on your own time, to came up with a bank design, that then it was presented to the bank, and they liked it, that your opportunity to have it built. And so I said, "Oh, that'll be fun." So I did it at home, and we just sent them down to the bank, and Walter looked at them, and he liked this one. He liked this one very much.
Well, that was Walter's favorite bank. He told me personally. There are two works of art here that have to be made compatible. We have a compatibility, Frank and I have a compatibility, and it has to be compatible with the bank. So what we have to do is to work out a compatible. This is our first thing.
Yeah, I tried to use what's existing there, what is existing as far as the trees and the...
Right.
They're mature trees. There's a huge eucalyptus here, and over here, this one must be over 100 years old. This geometry was related to, these circles are related to the geometry of the bank. So I use those because the electrical system is all in here. The plumbing system for the irrigation of any waters in here to the trees is all in there. The paths are all, this is as it is constructed. And this would be grass. This would be landscaped in what, better than just what it is today with landscape, seasonal flowers and things, and put the benches back. So round circular element. I'm using the same vocabulary I use on the bank, the stone, circular elements. This would be where maybe Mr. Bimson's sculpture would be.
Oh, I see.
Right here. And this would be a Walter Bimson, whatever, Bimson Memorial Park, a plaque of some kind there.
This is one that I thought might be appropriate for this area. That's the figure.
Yeah. I used your figures.
Oh.
Yeah, I used, the only one I made up was this one.
So we'll have to bring some pieces out in here. But I think we can do that. I think it's a beautiful setting. That's the way we'd have to work. We'd have to work together.
Yeah.